What up, everybody? What's going on this Sunday morning, afternoon, whenever you were watching? Anyway, I woke up in a pretty good place. I don't know why, but I know it does have something to do with kratom because I didn't take any anxiety medication first thing in the morning like I'm supposed to, because my psychiatrist and I just discovered that I've got to learn to live without anxiety medication. I've got to learn to live with my own brain and train my brain to not be so organized or unorganized and distracted. So he's cutting me down a milligram every month, which is kind of quick for a benzo because it causes seizures if you go from as many milligrams as I was on before, let's say 10, down to 1 a month, or once a week, or once a day. I'm sorry. Obviously confused. But anyway, the way that I'm surviving with absolutely no anxiety medication called clonazepam, which is a benzodiazepine like Ativan, Valium, and the really, really bad one, Xanax. And I've been on every single one of them. And Klonopin for me, has been the least addictive, the least brain-altering medication. But we want to take it down to maybe 10 milligrams a month, which would be like a tablet when I'm having a panic attack. Like if I'm going into something that I know is anxiety causing, like driving someplace, I don't know where I'm going, then I'll have one for that. But for general daily anxiety control and depression control, I use my special concoction, and I'm not anxious at all today. I still have no place to live. I have $4 left until the end of the month, and next month I've got to spend more money on taking care of my mom and then trying to buy kratom. So it's either take care of my mom food wise or kratom for me. So I've got to choose my mom. So I'm going to be going without anxiety medication and without kratom, and it's going to be difficult. So I might have to break into some of my savings account, which is going to suck because my car needs a new transmission. And I don't know, but things are tough all over, and I'm no exception. So I'm just hoping I'm strong enough and have the will to survive this without having panic attacks, seizures, and ending up in the hospital again. But for now, I've got enough to last. Because of DP, I have enough to last until at least the first of the month, which I try to take things month by month. If I can survive 1 month, then I'll survive the next month. And I've cut out my coffee because even though coffee was saving me kratom, it was also making me a little anxious, I noticed. So I haven't had any coffee today, and I'm still awake, and I am not nearly as anxious as I normally am. And if I do have an anxiety attack, I'm going to take one of my sleeping pills and try to take a nap rather than have a seizure, because seizures suck, especially grand mal seizures. Because when I have one, I have like 3 in a row. It's like I have one, then all of a sudden, about 5 seconds after I become conscious again, I have another one, and I'm conscious through most of it up to the point where I can feel myself convulsing. And I could feel the horrible pain of every muscle in my body twitching and flexing as tight as it can get. So I might have to have my mom get money elsewhere because kratom is too important for me. So I'm going to definitely have kratom in September because I can't take care of her if I can't take care of myself. And God, that sounds selfish, but she left me in this situation with nothing to my name when she passes. So I've got to take care, I got to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of my life so I don't have to live in a homeless shelter with 50 other old men in one room with a bunch of uncomfortable cots. Because my disability pension is so low, and they're trying to cut it even lower, from depending on if you're left or right. And I don't know who to believe. My brother is pretty far right. My mom I grew up pretty liberal. Because I have a lot of empathy for other people, care about a lot of other people, and want to take care of other people, which is why I try so hard to take care of my mom. But my brother still influences me a little bit. We can't take care of the whole world. Somebody's got to learn to take care of themselves. But me taking care of myself is taken away from my mom, and I don't want to see her suffer at the end of her life. She already lost my dad, and that was terrible for her. The rest of my family, because of greed, took everything else she owned, all of her savings that she had from my dad's trying to set her up so when he passed, she would not be living the way she's living now, in constant fear of what's going to happen to me. And the rest of the family who took $100,000 from her, that she could have lived comfortably for the rest of her life on, and they're still taking about $200 a month. So I give her $200 a month plus more for her food, and I cook it and clean it, and that's my life right now. But anxiety, kratom is a very, very good substitute for opiates and benzos. That's just from my personal experience, because I have a very, very high anxiety disorder. It's because of all the PTSD I've been through, and I don't know, I just know I'm gonna have, I should start trying to drink it like less, not one right after the other all day long. Maybe up to 3 o'clock I should have maybe 2 cups, and then after 3 o'clock, from 3 to 5 until I make dinner, maybe a cup, and then from 6 to 8 when I go to bed, have 1 cup. The only problem with it is kratom does cause frequent urination, which sucks when you're crippled and you gotta try to limp to the bathroom, and you have a sleeping disorder because of your anxiety. So I'm trying not to drink kratom, just drink regular water the hour before I go to bed, and then urinate, and then be done with it for the night. It's not worked out yet, but I'm working on it. And I don't know, and because I can't keep relying on my subscribers for kratom forever, because it's not fair to them, and it makes me feel a little guilty sometimes. But you guys are all so wonderful, and I'm not going to start a Patreon because it's not worth it for you guys. I don't have anything extra to offer for you guys to pay me a little bit of money to make videos. That's just not fair. I'm waiting for YouTube, for me to meet the YouTube goals. So if you're not a subscriber and you're watching this, which according to my statistics there's quite a few of you, just subscribe. It really will help me out and help my life out. And definitely like. Those likes really help. I don't know why. And views and likes and subscribers are the views, likes, and subscribers. That's the 3 things that YouTube looks for monetization. Because if I get enough views, then they can sell commercials during my videos and know that enough people will be watching them to give me $10 a month. I don't care about anything. $50 a month extra would make my life so much better, because I can feed myself for $50 a month. I'll eat a lot of $1 pot pies and very, very cheap frozen pizzas, and but not spend. I because of the number of people that live in this house, we can't get food stamps. I'm getting really personal now. And my nephew, who hates me, works at a sub shop, and he won't bring home extra subs for me or my mom just for dinner. He gets them free or at a very discount. price, but he's never once come home and said, hey, here's dinner. You know, I mean, you guys pay for my electric, you guys pay for my cleaning, you pay for my water, you pay for my garbage disposal. So here's a sandwich, you know, I mean, I'm like, Mom, you've got to charge him at least $100 a month to cover at least a little bit of the electric, because he insists on having it at a super cold level. And it's not that hot out at night here in the Appalachians. It gets down to 64. I'm like, open a fucking window. I mean, you'll be fine. When I owned my own house in the Appalachians, my electric bill was never more than like $65 to $80 a month, because I didn't use the air conditioner or the heater like I would if I lived in Florida. You know, in Florida it's still 90 degrees at night, and opening a window does nothing but bring hot, humid air in your house at night. So I understand there, but in the Appalachians, if you open a window and maybe put a fan in your window, you will have 64-degree dry air blowing in your house. And fresh air. We need fresh air in our lives. I'm agoraphobic because of my anxiety, so I don't ever go outside. Unless I'm throwing the trash away or something. But when I moved to Florida, my best friend lives there, and we're going to go out, you know, places, the mall together, you know what I mean? Just do things together that people normally do, and I'll be out in society, and my courage will come back, my agoraphobia will go away, I'll start going to my doctors by myself, going to pick up my prescriptions instead of having them mailed to my house. Well, anyway, everybody, kratom, in conclusion, kratom is a very, very good substitute, in my opinion, of course, for benzodiazepines or other kratom medications. Wow, I really need to shave. I've really let myself go. But I've been packing, you know, because I'm trying to make this process of moving to Florida as easy as possible while saving enough money to get there. And I have a very old car. I wanted to run a small U-Haul truck and pull my car behind it on a trailer, but that's like an extra $500. Plus, I have to fly my brother from Florida up to Tennessee so that he can drive it back with me, because I'm not capable anymore. I was capable before my stroke. I used to work at U-Haul and used to drive the biggest trucks with trailers, huge trailers behind them. And we'd have to drive them 100 miles a day to take them to another U-Haul facility where they needed it, where they were short. So, plus I don't have a date yet that my apartment will be ready there, so I can't call and make an appointment, so that a reservation. And I want to do something a little nice for my brother since he's doing this for me, because he's going to live about a half hour away from where I live, which is going to be amazing to be able to hang out with my little brother. You know, I mean, he's irritated. He found me out to be a burden himself because I lived at his house for about 6 months, and it's always the wife. I don't know. It's always the girlfriend of the wife that says, I don't want anybody else living I want privacy in my own house. And I understand it. My wife was the same way. So they kicked me out. Send me back to Tennessee with my mom and dad. Well, that's not an option anymore. I don't have a mom and dad. And my sister here was supposed to be the one to take care of me for the rest of my life. She decided I was too much of a burden one day when she had to pick me up because I was driving and I got lost and had a panic attack and called her because the police wouldn't help. I found the police officer. He wouldn't help me. I was too much of a burden for him, I guess, too. Being a burden sucks. I was always the go-to guy. If you needed help, you know, if your car broke down 100 miles away, I was on the highway, and 10 minutes later, driving to you with a tow dolly behind my truck to pick you up, to pick you and your car up and bring you back, so that you and then tow the car to whatever mechanic shop you needed. You know, or if you were a woman and you blew a flat tire somewhere in town at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was up and there changing their tire for them. For just a thank you, because that's just who I am. And So anyway, that's enough for this video because I've been babbling, and I really hope you guys understand that this is all my opinion, of course, and that's my disclaimer. You shouldn't be drinking kratom if you're 18 or under. It's just the law in most places, and it's also not proven to be 100% safe. Like, I mean, they let kids drink coffee. I mean, they sell Monster energy drinks that are like more powerful than coffee ever could have thought of been, and kids could buy those by dozens and just smash them all night, and then get so wired that they do stupid shit. That was me. I mean, I was a kid who relied. Well, no, energy drinks came out when I was an adult, but I wouldn't have survived college without energy drinks, especially Java Monster energy coffee drinks specifically. But I'm a coffeeholic. I love good coffee with lots of cream and lots of sugar. So have a good afternoon, weekend, you all, and I hope your Sunday is great. Peace out. I love you all. Please like this video. And there's so many comments now that I'm getting behind, and I'm really sorry. And I can't make a video every day. I just don't have that much in me. Not that many topics to talk about. I mean, you see, I've got to fill half the video with my personal problems, and that's not interesting to you. I mean, I do like the fact that you guys comment that I really love it when you post a video. It makes my day. I mean, that just makes me fly over the moon. I mean, it's so awesome. And but I'm definitely making videos every other day because it gives me a day to really focus and concentrate on a subject, research it, study it, and then make the video, and then fill you in on what's happened over the last day or two, so that, because you guys have been pretty much following my life, because this is also a personal vlog for me, and never thought anybody would be interested in a Chris Irving vlog, but I'm finding that to be kind of true. I'm not the most charismatic, or if you're a beautiful woman, or if you're super charismatic like Jeffree Star or James Paul or Jake Paul and Logan Paul, or Shane Dawson, or, I mean, those guys show their face on a video and they get 4 million views because they're very charismatic and good-looking people, and I'm just an average Joe with a fucked up life. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Love y'all.